những cái câu vừa nêu ra đó nó chẳng có nghĩa lý gì á, nên không cho cái tâm để mà giải đáp, chỉ giữ cái tầm thắc mắc thôi.
Yeah. So he emphasized again. Those 5 questions are tasteless, right? And then it doesn't make any sense to you now. First of all, you hear the question, before the universe existed, what was I? You may throw up your hand into the air and say, why do I know? Everybody else don't know. How could I, right? But if you keep asking yourself that question, the context of the question will create the feeling, the desire to know the answer to the question, yet you cannot answer. We want that feeling, that desire.
Khi mình hỏi cái câu đó lên á, vừa dứt là hỏi tiếp cũng là cái câu đó, thì nó có cái cảm giác không hiểu, không biết đó. Nó tự động nó chấm dứt những cái suy nghĩ biết, là nó được cái tâm mình nó thanh tịnh.
Okay, for example, you hear, right? If you join the interaction, right, and then one thought is triggered by another thought and many thoughts, right? And then keep going on, and then you stray far away from yourself. You don't know, but you ask one of these questions, right? Before the universe exists, what was I? I don't know. No reply, no interaction, right? No, there is no other thought to be triggered by this. I don't know, right? Ask yourself again, and then eventually you will feel the feeling, I don't know, yet I want to know. We want that desire. When you live with that desire, you keep asking this question, you will eliminate a lot of unnecessary thoughts in your daily life that torture you. You're more focused to your own self.
Thì sau đó còn có cái niệm thắc mắc không biết như thế nào, nó liên tục 100%. Thì cái giai đoạn đó, giai đoạn tu đến mức rồi, chỉ chờ biết mình là cái gì là ngộ.
Okay, and then eventually you preoccupy with the question consistently, 24 hours non-stop. That's where you begin to step over a different field of mind that you need your living experience to understand, to get to it. Right.
Hiện giờ các vị có biết mình là cái gì không?
Now he asked, do you really know who you are?
Muốn biết mình là cái gì á, phải hỏi những cái câu vô nghĩa này, một câu thôi.
Yeah. So in order to know who we really are, we should ask yourself one of 5 questions. But everyone just choose and stick with one question. Don't change them. Right? So the best thing is to pick the question you find the most difficult to answer. That's your question. Yeah. If any question you feel like, hey, I could get the answer, that's wrong.
Can you read them one more time?
Yeah. Okay.
Will that eventually lead you to peace?
Excuse me?
Will being unable to answer the question lead you to peace?
Yes, because as I tried to explain before, getting you into peace will come naturally. Because why you don't feel at peace? Because you're here, you're out, you're participating in the interaction, and you place yourself first. And then you are affected by the interaction. That's why you always have worries, and all kind of suffering because you try to protect yourself, right? Right here, you begin to start to ask yourself the question, and you don't have the answer, you ask the question. So first of all, you at peace because you just have one thought, one main thought. Your thought is not triggered by other thought, unnecessary thought, because most of our time we think we're wandering, we're straying away with thoughts. We don't even know what it is. And this method, you ask yourself question, you cannot answer, you stop here, and you traverse back from the opposite way. And then that peace come along because you don't feel suffering anymore. Your thought doesn't go straight away. That's natural.
Okay, maybe one question I would have is, many teachings say that for the bird to fly it needs two wings, wisdom and compassion. How would wisdom and compassion come into this practice?
Bà nói đó là cũng biết câu hỏi hồi nãy ba hỏi đó là khi mà để cho cái con chim nó bay thì nó cần hai cái cánh, một cái cánh là trí tuệ, một cánh là sự thông cảm yêu thương. Thì làm sao mà cái phương pháp này nó đạt được cái đó?
Cái trí tuệ của Phật tánh đó là không phải là cái trí tuệ của cái bộ não này. Tại vì cái bộ não này á, nó sẽ sinh diệt, tức là nó sẽ chết mất đó. Còn trí tuệ của Phật tánh á, thì nó không có sanh có diệt. Mà khi mà được cái trí tuệ đó thì cái tình thương không có hạn chế, gọi là từ bi.
Yeah, because from her question, for the bird to fly, you need two wings. One is the wisdom, and one is the compassion, right? That bird is our life, and that wisdom and that compassion come from our mind, right? It's good for our life, but just think about it. No matter how strong you, those two wings go with you. The next day, if you die, that two wings gone too. So it doesn't last very long, right? Okay, as far as the wisdom and the compassion through your mind will end when you die. And if you cremated, your mind and those compassion and the wisdom will become dirt. If you are 6 feet under, if you're cremated, it becomes dust. So we want you to get to the higher level of wisdom to reveal the true self, and that wisdom will live forever. Yeah. So we don't want to find a temporary solution. We want to get the eternal solution, the eternal wisdom and compassion. Yes.
So in a way, compassion is seen as temporary, as useful in this temporary life, so you don't concern yourself so much with it as you want to come to a different level. But isn't that's not really...
Not really like that. We have two things, right? Compassion and wisdom come from your mind, will go with your mind, right? But if the wisdom and the compassion go with your true self, it's eternal. But in order to get the compassion and the wisdom eternally, we need to practice this method. And on the way, the compassion and the wisdom from your mind, from this life, will be better. Because just think about it, you in the interaction, but you no longer place yourself first in the interaction. That is the compassion. And that is the wisdom, right? Because the reason we don't one of us have wisdom and compassion. The point when it remains hidden because we think too much of ourselves, we try to protect our ego. But when you no longer have the need, have the urge to protect your ego, to place yourself first, that wisdom and that compassion in this life will develop. That go with you. Yeah. So you don't have to work on it. If you work on the upper level of wisdom and compassion, you will get the lower level of wisdom and compassion. It travels with you all the way.
Is this how you die with eyes wide open? Is this how you die with eyes wide open? You wake up?
You ask it literally or figuratively?
Just figuratively,
Yeah. It doesn't matter because you die with your eyes open, or
Is in saying that that's how you wake up.
you die with your eye open. That is
Not really physical,
yeah.
but you're awake.
Yes. So that you mean that your definition of awakening?
Yes.
Awakening is something has nothing to do with your physical eyes.
No, I'm not talking about your physical.
Yeah. So your metaphysical
Yeah.
sight,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with your metaphysical sight either. You know, physical sight, metaphysical sight are relative to each
Right,
other.
but if you have that question
Yeah.
that you are trying to answer and you can't
Don't try to answer.
answer.
Ask yourself. Yeah. All answers to the questions are wrong.
So it's just, and then what, and then what, and then what?
No, then what? You just don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Or then you develop your living experience with I don't know, but I want to know. That's why this is the logical side of the method. You have to practice it to have a living experience. Don't say, ask the question, I want to answer, I want to answer, I will know. That is nothing verbally. It's just the desire, the feeling, the urge. That's your energy. You're reaching to something. And you're so dedicating, so preoccupied with reaching that thing. And then eventually it becomes a sheer occupation and no unnecessary thought. And this life can break it. And that's where you come to a different field of your mind. And you will experience that by your living experience, by practicing the method. Because here, if we keep analyzing it, it doesn't go anywhere.
So is it about embracing and really allowing uncertainty?
It is not creating the uncertainty, because uncertainty means doubt.
No,
Right.
I'm not knowing.
Yeah, this is the desire, the feeling, the urge. I want to know the answer, but I cannot answer. First of all, you feel a little bit like upset, and then suddenly you see the importance of the context, right? Why I'm here?
I don't know.
Yeah, I eat, I talk, I walk, I do all sort of things. Eventually, I die, right? So
Again and
it
again.
brings you back to the
And again and again.
Yeah.
And then what?
yeah, and then so that question helps you to stop you going back to yourself, right? And then from then you begin to experience, to begin to develop a different experience to yourself. You have to do the practice. Because it's a okay, good question.
Where do the 5 questions come from?
5 cái câu hỏi đó từ đâu ra vậy thầy?
ở trong các cái công án của ngữ luật của tổ sư bên Trung Quốc đó.
Yeah, okay. Remember we said that we have 5 families, have different
Nó
5
rất
practices.
nhiều câu chứ không
Yeah.
phải chỉ 5 câu.
There are many questions, thousands of questions, because before, when the material life is not big and people have a better, a purer, a simpler mind, it's very easy for the master to apply a specific question to them. But now we are so clever, we're so modernized. We have all the theoretical physics and all the invention and everything. We become, it's very hard to start that feeling. So they pick the 5 questions as like as either the core to practice. But if you can come up with any question you cannot answer, but you can keep asking yourself. You can ask him to see if you really do that. Yeah. So that's why we have just like the best 5 questions applying on our modern life. Yeah.
Are these questions in the books you're giving out?
Yes,
Yeah, cool.
This is Patriarch Zen Chan by Reverend Wei Li, who was the master of this Zen master. And anyone interested is welcome to have
I
them.
would love to
I'll
have.
set them right by the door.
I would love to have one.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
And I'll set this by the door if that's okay, and you can get one when you're way out.
Okay. Yes, she's the best.
Oh, okay, so anyone that would like one, I'd like definitely to give you one.
I took one first, so if we run out, then I'll feel bad. I'm not giving somebody, but I'll do it.
Okay, if you're interested in learning the practice, I guess we have one. In January 4th or 5th, in our temple in Santa Ana, we have one. We dedicate one intense and diligent week for this practice. You can learn to practice and you can ask the master the question through your living experience. So if you're really interested in this practice, you can come and join us from the temple in Santa Ana for 1 week. You don't have to stay for 1 week, just any day you pick. And then remember, it's a diligent, extensive week of practice. You practice from 5 to 7, and then from 9 to 12, and then from 2 to 5, and from 7 to 8, all day. If you want to take that challenge, you can call. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Bây giờ sao? Bây giờ nghỉ hả?
Dạ nghỉ.
Hỏi gì nữa?
Bây giờ
Is
mình
time
nghỉ
is
hả?
up?
Hay là
Shall we,
chưa?
would you like to end with a prayer or something?
Thầy có muốn chấm dứt với cái cầu nguyện gì không? Hay là cái có gì đâu?
Không khỏi. Tại vì ngôn ngữ nó không đồng nữa.
Yeah. So he said that we it's not the format.
Rồi chấp
Our
nhận. Bye
format.
bye.
He said bye bye.